The world thought they knew Beyoncé and Jay-Z, but 50 Cent just shattered that illusion. Rumors, whispers, and secret connections are suddenly at the center of a storm that's rocking Hollywood and the music industry to its core. Fans are gasping, celebrities are talking, and social media is exploding with every clip, every comment, and every revelation. 50 Cent doesn't hold back. He's exposing hidden relationships, behind-the-scenes deals, and shocking alliances that nobody dared to mention before. Names are dropped. Secrets are revealed. And suddenly, the perfect image of the power couple cracks, showing a side of fame, influence, and private life that most could only speculate about, until now. Every statement feels like a bomb going off. The tension is palpable. Questions arise. Was Beyoncé really in control of her empire, or was she the face of a carefully curated cover? How deep do Jay-Z's secret relationships go? And what does this mean for fans who idolized the couple for decades? The drama isn't just about celebrity gossip. It's about power, manipulation, and the shocking truth behind the glitz and glamour. The lines between loyalty and betrayal, love and strategy, are blurred in ways that leave the audience questioning everything they thought they knew. As the revelations pile up, the reactions are immediate. Clips go viral. Memes flood social media. Fans and critics debate, dissect, and share. The world is watching, captivated by this explosive exposure that promises to rewrite the story of one of music's most iconic couples forever. This isn't just news, it's a Hollywood bombshell that you can't ignore. The air in the studio was thick with tension, almost suffocating. Every camera, microphone, and lens was trained on 50 Cent as he leaned forward, his expression calm but sharp, like a predator sizing up his prey. The audience knew they were about to witness something monumental, a revelation that would shake the music world to its core. There was no hype, no exaggeration, just the raw, unfiltered truth about one of the most iconic power couples in history. 50 Cent began carefully, almost casually, dissecting the public persona of Jay-Z and Beyoncé. The glitz, the glamour, the sold-out arenas, and the chart-topping hits, it all painted a picture of perfection. But beneath the surface, he claimed, lay secrets that fans had never been privy to. He spoke about hidden relationships, mysterious business dealings, and alliances that had been carefully kept away from the public eye. Each revelation felt like another layer of a story that had been meticulously hidden. As he went deeper, the room's energy intensified. Every word, every pause, and every glance carried weight. 50 Cent explained how certain actions over the years hinted at a reality that was very different from the image the couple projected. It wasn't just about alleged affairs, it was about influence, control, and power within the entertainment world. Fans began to murmur, some shocked, some skeptical, but no one could look away. Then came the examples. 50 Cent named names, referencing celebrities and industry insiders who had witnessed or been involved in situations behind the scenes. Each anecdote added credibility and drama, creating a narrative that was impossible to ignore. He painted a vivid picture of relationships that influenced decisions, shaped careers, and manipulated perceptions, all while the public remained blissfully unaware. The tension escalated further when 50 Cent contrasted Beyoncé's public persona with the private dealings he claimed existed. He discussed the delicate balance of fame, loyalty, and ambition in Hollywood, highlighting moments where choices were made not out of love, but strategy. Fans watching online couldn't believe the allegations. Discussions erupted instantly across social media, hashtags began trending, and clips of his statements were shared thousands of times within minutes. What made this confrontation truly shocking was the fearless tone 50 Cent maintained throughout. He wasn't attacking for attention, he was revealing, analyzing, and challenging. Every word carried a purpose, every revelation was timed perfectly, and every fact was backed with insider insight. The audience could feel the impact in real time. Some laughed nervously, others gasped, and a few whispered to one another, realizing they were witnessing history unfold. As the discussion continued, 50 Cent explored the implications of these secret relationships on the couple's legacy. What did it mean for Beyoncé's image, her influence, and her power as an artist? How did Jay-Z's alleged actions alter the perception of one of the most respected figures in the music industry? Each question he posed created ripple effects, leaving fans debating not just the allegations, but the broader cultural impact. By now, the room was electric. Social media had exploded, with clips and highlights shared across platforms. Fans argued over the credibility of the claims, celebrities reacted, and analysts began breaking down every statement. 50 Cent's approach, mixing humor, sarcasm, and undeniable authority, kept everyone on edge, unsure whether to laugh, gasp, or take notes. He didn't hold back on the business side either. 50 Cent discussed how these private alliances influenced deals, collaborations, and career trajectories. He highlighted moments where public perception differed from private strategy, revealing the complex dance of influence and power in Hollywood. This wasn't just gossip, it was a masterclass in understanding celebrity, wealth, and control, delivered with the drama and flair that only someone like 50 Cent could command. Towards the end, 50 Cent brought it back to the personal stakes. He examined how loyalty, trust, and ambition played out in the relationships of the elite. Fans were captivated as he told stories that blurred the lines between business, love, and manipulation. Every revelation seemed to raise more questions than it answered, creating a perfect storm of intrigue and speculation. The segment concluded with a cliffhanger, a hint at even more shocking secrets yet to be revealed. The audience sat in stunned silence, knowing that what they had just witnessed was only the beginning. Social media exploded, debate forums filled with commentary, and news outlets picked up the story immediately. One thing was certain, the narrative surrounding Beyoncé, Jay-Z, and 50 Cent had been irrevocably changed, and fans everywhere were hooked, waiting for the next explosive revelation. The tension from the previous revelations hung in the air like smoke that refused to dissipate. Fans were still digesting the bombshells, and 50 Cent wasn't slowing down, he was just getting started. Every move, every word, and every glance seemed calculated to ensure that the audience remained on the edge of their seats. What started as whispers in Hollywood circles had now become a public spectacle, and the stakes were higher than ever. 50 Cent leaned in closer to the camera, his tone sharp but deliberate, like a chess master laying out each piece. He began tracing the timeline of events, connecting hidden interactions and mysterious partnerships to the carefully curated public image of Beyoncé and Jay-Z. Every anecdote was layered, revealing a web of alliances and hidden motives that left the audience questioning who truly held power behind the spotlight. He didn't just talk about private relationships, he dissected influence. 50 Cent painted a picture of decisions made in boardrooms, hotel suites, and private parties, all of which shaped careers, record deals, and public perception. Names of insiders, former collaborators, and industry veterans were dropped, each revelation more explosive than the last. The implications were staggering. The image of the power couple was now entangled with strategic moves that most fans had never imagined. The reactions were immediate. Clips of 50 Cent's statements went viral across social media. Tweets, TikToks, and Instagram Reels flooded timelines as fans debated the credibility of every claim. Analysts began breaking down the statements, scrutinizing past events, and offering commentary that only fueled the fire. The digital world had become an extension of the drama, amplifying it in ways that 50 Cent knew would maximize impact. Next, he turned the focus to Beyoncé. 50 Cent raised questions about the role she played in these hidden dealings, whether she was aware, complicit, or entirely in control of her public narrative. Fans were captivated by the possibility that the image they idolized could have been a carefully crafted mask, hiding an entirely different reality. Every fan theory and discussion thread now revolved around her influence, decisions, and potential secrets that had remained buried for years. Jay-Z wasn't spared either. 50 Cent meticulously examined alleged actions and relationships that, if true, would alter the perception of his legacy. From strategic alliances to private negotiations, every claim suggested that there was more to the story than what had ever been publicly acknowledged. The power dynamics, he argued, were complicated, blending business, influence, and personal relationships in ways that left even seasoned observers stunned. As the narrative unfolded, 50 Cent emphasized the ripple effect of these hidden truths. Every revelation impacted fans, collaborators, and industry professionals. Deals that seemed straightforward were now under scrutiny, past collaborations were reevaluated, and even the cultural impact of Beyoncé and Jay-Z's work was questioned. The audience began to realize that the consequences of these secrets were far-reaching, extending beyond celebrity gossip into the very fabric of the music industry. The drama intensified as 50 Cent shared insider perspectives. Anonymous sources, unnamed witnesses, and industry veterans all painted a picture of a world where loyalty and ambition were constantly at odds. Friends became rivals, alliances shifted in secret, and every action was meticulously calculated to maintain influence. The story became less about scandal and more about understanding the complex, high-stakes world of fame and power that few outsiders ever witness. Social media was ablaze. Fans debated every claim, dissecting every word and rereading every clip for hidden meaning. Memes and commentary exploded online, creating a storm of discussion that spanned continents. The story wasn't just viral, it was dominating news cycles, trending hashtags, and online forums. People couldn't get enough, and 50 Cent's revelations were the fuel keeping the conversation alive. 50 Cent then shifted to analyzing the cultural significance of these alleged secrets. He argued that the influence of Beyoncé and Jay-Z extended beyond music. They shaped fashion, social movements, and even public opinion. Any hidden dealings, he suggested, were not just personal, they had real-world impact. Fans began connecting the dots, seeing how private decisions could have public consequences, and the narrative became more than a feud. It became a lesson in power, perception, and legacy. By now, the atmosphere was electric. Interviews, podcasts, and online commentary all circled back to the same shocking narrative. 50 Cent's words had ignited conversations among fans, celebrities, and industry professionals alike. The world was watching, analyzing, and reacting as if the music industry itself had been exposed in a way that was impossible to ignore. 50 Cent left the audience with questions rather than answers, setting the stage for even more shocking revelations. The tension, suspense, and intrigue were only growing, promising that the next chapter would be even more explosive. Fans were hooked, eagerly waiting for the next bombshell in a saga that had already changed the way the world viewed Beyoncé, Jay-Z, and the complex world of celebrity power and influence. The room felt electric, charged with the anticipation of the ultimate revelation. Fans had been hanging on every word 50 Cent had dropped, and now, the narrative reached its crescendo. The stage was set for truths that could not be ignored, secrets that had lingered in the shadows for years, and implications that would ripple across the music industry. 50 Cent leaned forward, his voice steady but commanding. He began dissecting the final layers of the story, the connections between influence, power, and personal relationships that had been carefully concealed from public view. It wasn't just about celebrity gossip anymore. It was about understanding the intricate web of ambition, strategy, and control that defined one of the most powerful couples in the world. He pointed out moments that fans had idolized, moments where Beyoncé and Jay-Z had seemed untouchable, yet behind the curtain, choices were being made that few could comprehend. Every public appearance, every hit record, every award show victory was part of a larger narrative, one that involved careful alliances, calculated decisions, and, at times, shocking betrayals. The audience was spellbound. Then came the most explosive part. 50 Cent detailed the secret interactions, the backroom negotiations, and the influence exerted behind the scenes. He named names, hinted at undisclosed meetings, and painted a picture of a network that extended far beyond music into fashion, business, and even political influence. Fans gasped, whispers filled forums, and social media erupted into a frenzy. The story had gone viral, transcending the usual celebrity drama. Beyoncé's role in these hidden dealings was brought into sharp focus. 50 Cent suggested that while Jay-Z often orchestrated strategic moves, Beyoncé's involvement was pivotal. Her decisions shaped partnerships, collaborations, and public perception. Every calculated move reinforced their empire, but also left fans questioning the authenticity of the persona they had adored for years. Speculation ran wild, with debates erupting over whether Beyoncé had been complicit, strategic, or entirely aware of the machinations at play. Jay-Z's legacy, too, was scrutinized under this harsh spotlight. Alleged private alliances, clandestine business maneuvers, and the intricate balancing act of fame and loyalty were revealed as part of a broader narrative of power. 50 Cent dissected the choices that defined his career, highlighting moments where influence outweighed friendship, where control trumped compassion, and where strategy dictated public perception. The implications were monumental. The energy in the studio intensified as 50 Cent shifted to the public fallout of these revelations. Fans, analysts, and media outlets debated every word, re-examining past events for new context. Hashtags trended globally, clips went viral across TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, and conversations erupted on talk shows and podcasts. The ripple effect was unstoppable. Everyone wanted a piece of the story, and 50 Cent had delivered it in full, unfiltered detail. Then he moved to cultural significance. Beyond celebrity scandal, these revelations highlighted the dynamics of power, influence, and perception in modern society. Beyoncé and Jay-Z weren't just entertainers, they were cultural icons whose decisions impacted millions. Every secret, every calculated move had implications far beyond Hollywood, influencing fans, collaborators, and even public discourse. 50 Cent framed it as a lesson in understanding the interplay between fame, ambition, and control. As the narrative unfolded, 50 Cent's tone shifted, less accusatory, more analytical. He examined the human side of the story, the pressures of public scrutiny, the sacrifices required to maintain power, and the personal cost of being at the center of a global empire. Fans were captivated, seeing a side of celebrity rarely discussed, a world where strategy, loyalty, and influence could define one's life as much as talent or charisma. By now, the story had taken on legendary proportions. Analysts dissected every claim, fans theorized endlessly, and media outlets raced to cover the fallout. 50 Cent's delivery had transformed gossip into a cultural event, a mix of drama, insight, and unflinching truth. The saga of Beyoncé, Jay-Z, and the secrets revealed had shifted from rumor to an undeniable narrative that would define the era. In the final moments, 50 Cent left the audience with questions that would linger long after the cameras stopped rolling. What other secrets lay hidden in the shadows of fame? How much of a celebrity was an image, and how much was power? What did this mean for the legacies of Beyoncé and Jay-Z, and how would history remember the decisions that had been carefully concealed for decades? The cliffhanger was intentional, a promise that the conversation was far from over, that more revelations might emerge in time. The reaction was instantaneous. Social media exploded with debates, reactions, and analysis. Fans dissected every frame, every word, and